Dun, 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 dun. The people, the audience should be able to see us now.
Yay, the people.
Hello, people. We've got a little bit of a crowd with us.
Nice. Nice, that's what I like, Matt. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the VCR Gaming Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Matt, and seated directly on the opposite side of a tornado is my other host, Matt. How you doing, Matt?
I'm not in Kansas anymore, I guess I should say.
Yeah, Florida, man. We got some storms today and tons of warnings, but it wasn't really that bad.
No, it was just typical Florida raining bullshit.
I think the news just wanted content, man.
That they were bored. They were like, we can't set up any conspiracy false flag shootings right now, so hey,
wow.
Everybody, tornadoes. Yeah, this is the VCR conspiracy channel.
Welcome.
But
so what's up, Matt? What you been doing, dude?
Oh man, so this is a little bit on the Magic the Gathering side. So this weekend I've been working on inventorying my collection of cards. I guess is the best way to say it.
That sounds painful and boring.
It is mainly for insurance purposes because I want to insure my collection. And
Whoa. Hold on, that's an adult thing to say about a rather looked at as a childish hobby, Matt. That's I'm proud of you right now.
Yeah, it's I'm not even halfway through. Because I'm only doing like the really expensive cards, the rares and foils and all that. So I'm not even halfway through my collection, and my God, I didn't realize how much money I have in this collection. It kind of scared.
You want to say publicly?
Well, I'll just say I'm not even halfway through it, and I'm at $7,000 right now.
Damn, baller,
yeah,
freaking magic baller over here.
It kind of gets me worried a little bit because some of these expensive cards, I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. Like, hold on, I've got one right at the camera right here that the audience will see. This card right here. This card that I'm holding that's not in a protective sleeve, it's worth $400 right now. And I've got 4 of these.
Well, and you don't have them in a sleeve?
No, because I'm not using it right now in a deck.
Wow, dude, you're chancing it. Not to mention, I gave away your home location on the show a while back.
Oh, sweet.
When I said that if you guys are careful, you can figure it out. I said exactly how many miles away the world's largest ball of twine was from Matt's house. So if you're creative, you can probably figure out where he's at.
Oh shit!
Good luck with that.
Well, only the video podcast people are going to be able to see that card. The audio, I'm not even going to say what card that was.
It was hard to make out. We have a nice little teeny tiny picture of us up there, so
yeah,
it's all good.
It's just going through that and just kind of gets me thinking, oh shit. And it's funny because I know this is Magic, but some of these cards I remember buying for like $5-10 and now they're worth like $80-90 a pop.
It's a good investment.
Yeah, I mean, not really, but yeah.
Overall, you're probably way down.
Probably. Yeah, most likely. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, shit, my weekend's been very Magic filled because I went to a Magic tournament yesterday with my buddy George, who you saw on stream yesterday. Yeah,
that's right, because you streamed some opening stuff yesterday as well.
Yeah, we opened up a box of Zendikar, which is very expensive box to open, and with the amount of money that he paid for it, we were way ahead for what he paid for. We probably got like maybe close to, I want to say, well over $350 worth of cards we opened yesterday.
Whoa!
And what he paid for, he made his money back tenfold, pretty much.
That's not typical, though, is it?
No, not really. If he had paid full price for what it's worth right now, he would have lost money for that.
True.
But
what else, man?
I grilled today. Yesterday.
Ooh, what'd you grill?
Grilled some chicken. Very exciting. It was buffalo chicken with adobo seasoning spread over it too.
Okay.
And it was very delicious.
Tasty and cooked with fire the way it should be. Yes.
And then shit, and I was just in a movie watching mood as well as I'm inventorying, and then and like I said, my weekend's been very magic filled. There was Magic Open House over the weekend, so I took the little one, Zoe, to play some Magic, and got some free cards out of it. And
nice, hell yeah.
So, like I said, that's about it. I've barely done any video gaming at all this week. It's been like I said, it's been very Magic oriented all around.
I gotcha. Well, you do have some stuff that you listed that you played, and a couple of these you did talk to me about. So you did play. You did game a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh, I gamed during the week, but like this weekend, it was all Magic, pretty much.
True. Yeah.
What about you, man?
VCR, we were put in the back seat, you guys. So we were put in the corner.
Oh my god, I'm looking at the pickups now. I can't believe you put something there on the frickin' pickups. Are you kidding me? And you spelled it wrong too.
Yeah, I did.
But I guess before we get into that, what have you been up to, man?
Man, so well, you know this, but our listeners don't. We've talked about this before, about how this is one of our fears, and it happened to me finally. My AC died like Wednesday night or Tuesday night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Because it was right after that storm that happened.
Yeah. The air conditioning in my house stopped working in the middle of the night, and in Florida, we take that shit real serious. So that really sucked. I ended up I spent like that whole next morning trying to get it operational again, and kind of sort of came back on, and had to get quotes and all that. Long story short, I ended up having to put a whole brand new fucking AC system in my house, which if y'all haven't done that before, been homeowners or anything, it's not fun. It's not good. It's expensive, but it's a necessity. You have to have it. It's not like you're not going to fix it, And it was to the point where I could have fixed it, but it would have I would have poured money into it, and then I would have poured money into it next year and the year after, and eventually, a few years from now, I'd end up with a new system anyways. So it's kind of like, well, why don't I just do it all now and get it over with? So I did. It was kind of scary though, because when they were here, they had already cut everything out of my house, and they had cut everything out, and then they opened one of the boxes, Matt, for the air handler, and it had been totally fucked up, like dropped, and it was messed up. Yeah, so I'm like, guys, what are we gonna do about this? You you can't put that in, and they're like, no. And I'm like, you gonna get another one? They're like, well, we're gonna try. Dude,
they're gonna try.
Fuck. I'm like, I'm gonna be without air all weekend now too. So
they're gonna
but they did. Effort. They ended up getting one. Oh my god, the worst. So luckily they did get another one, and they got it operational. And dude, this shit is awesome. It's so cold in here. Like, I've never felt cold air come out of my vents before. Apparently it's supposed to.
So wait, yeah, because I know I've been in your game room, and so it feels like you're actually getting AC in your actual house now, like all over now? Or
dude, if you put two people in the game room and had like the TVs on and stuff, it would get warm in here. Now you got to go out and like turn shit off, like the AC is like too much, and I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it.
I just remember the last time when I came over, you and I were playing Streets of Rage, and it just felt stifling more than anything, like it, because we'd have both TVs on and just we're both in there.
Shit makes heat, man. It does. Link XA or Linksa, I'm not sure the right way to say that. Saying that if it'll save my power bill, that's the idea. That's the hope.
Hopefully.
Just so people know, if you have a shitty AC like I did in your house and you live in Florida, look forward to like $300 a month electrical bills. So I'm really hoping, man, that Linksa. Okay, cool, got it right. I'm really hoping that that's the case, because that shit is ridiculous. But anyways, that's enough adult talk. Let's see, this weekend. Oh, so yesterday I ended up, I don't know. I don't think I told everybody on the podcast yet. I got a new smoker.
Oh, that's right.
I've been wanting one. Yeah, I've been wanting one for a while. And I got one. It's called a pellet smoker. Look it up. I'm not going to go into details on a video game podcast, but got one. I did 6 racks of ribs yesterday.
You can go into details. It's okay.
Yeah, they use wood pellets as fuel. That's it, and it's electronically controlled and stuff, so you can regulate your temperature like really well.
Oh,
Anyways,
so you can be pretty lazy with the cooking. So you just basically turn it on and you're just
no,
like,
because
fuck it.
well, I guess it depends on what you're cooking. If you're doing like a brisket or something, and you don't have to like really do anything, then no. Like you can once you get it set up right, and you got to wrap it like halfway through.
What brand did you get? Because I'm looking up a Traeger right now.
Oh, so Traeger is one of the industry standards. They're
Pro
a little
Series grill.
Yeah, they're a little pricey. I didn't do that. I got one. It's made by a company called Pit Boss. It's a competitor to that. I'd say it's like middle tier. It's not like the lowest of the low, but it's definitely not in the high end stuff. But I got one of their new models. It's got upgraded electronics and things like that. So, and nice. I got a really good deal. So, but yeah, so I made 6 racks of ribs yesterday. The neighbors across the street are good friends of ours, and they've had us over. They make like bomb ass like homemade egg rolls and a bunch of stuff. They had us over.
Egg rolls. That sounds good.
They're next level too. Like they make them legit. They sit there. They hand make every single one of them and fry them and stuff in a wok. It took them like all day, so I've been really owing them, a return dinner for that because they were so nice and had us over and it was so good. So I did shit ton of ribs yesterday. That's pretty much all I did all day, and had them over and that was nice. So yeah, I did yard work today before the monsoons hit, and I've been gaming, Matt. I've been playing some games. I have.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
Couple of them. 2 of them I've been talking about for quite a while on the show, but there's some stuff I haven't. Yeah. One of them I'll talk about here. Actually, we can probably go into it, Matt. Shit, I dropped something. So that's pretty much it for me that I've been doing. I'm drinking a Nestle Pure Life water because baller.
Whoa. You're rocking the Rich Life right now for me.
Rich man water.
I'm doing the Winn-Dixie SE Grocers Purified drinking water. You got name brand on me, son. That's
Nestle.
I can't do that. It's
the bottle looks identical to your water bottle.
How do you afford the Nestle Purified when I got the no name brand?
I swear to God, it was the cheapest that they had when we bought it.
Do I got to look into your pay?
Oh shit! And it'll just depress the both of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did something on Thursday, the day the podcast came out, didn't we, Matt?
Oh yeah, we did a little bit of Matt versus Matt.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
It actually was a lot of fun, actually.
I really like doing those. I can't wait till we do another one. We're going to try to ramp it up a little bit too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did a Matt versus Matt on Thursday. We did Zombies Ate My Neighbors on Super Nintendo. A game that neither one of us had really played since we were kids.
Yeah, like since I was like 12 or 13, I think, maybe even younger.
So I'm gonna come clean about something on this game, Matt.
Okay.
And it's really embarrassing now because I lost. The Matt versus Matt spoilers, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet.
Matt won. Spoilers.
Yeah, Matt won. Matt always wins. That works so many different ways.
I know.
So I didn't cheat. Like I didn't play the game. I didn't look up YouTube videos, but I did talk to my buddy EJ, who recently played through the game, and I didn't tell you this, to get some tips and some tricks. However, although he gave me tips on the baby boss, the first boss that you made it to, which I did not, that's all he gave me advice on. I never made it to him. So I didn't utilize it, but I did kind of a little bit try to get an edge to try to win. And I didn't. So
what was his tips on the baby boss? Because I don't even remember how I beat the boss.
So the easiest way is, I forget what he called them, but there's like these boxes you can get that if the enemies run into them, they explode. And I did find like 1 or 2 of them we were playing through. You just lay those down and make them walk into them. He said it takes about 2 of them. And then that's the easiest way. But I never made it to him. And honestly, the only time I got even somewhat close, I think I got to like, level 7 or 8 or something like that. I didn't have any. So
shit. Hojin Gaming just subscribed to us.
On Twitch. What's up?
Nice, man. Thanks, man. Sorry about that. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's worthy of an interruption for sure. But yeah, so that's a tip right there. Thanks, EJ, but I suck. I didn't even get to there.
I think I think if I remember, I'd have to go back and watch the video. I think I beat the giant baby with Jesus juice, with the Jesus power.
You would not stop with the Jesus juice.
Dude, it was the only way I could kill the axe babies in that one level. Dude, that level fucked me up bad.
Yeah.
It was hard. Dude, that game, and I know we figured it out a little bit too late into the hour where we could use the radar. Dude, using the radar felt like cheating. Doesn't
right?
it?
Yeah. I actually played this game the next day while we were on a conference call. I had it pulled up.
Were you really?
Yeah, just mindless shit, you know?
Which one? The 1 o'clock one? Or
yeah, I think I was only on one with you. So yeah,
okay.
that one. But I was just, sitting there kind of taking up space. And so, I was keeping I was keeping my brain sharp, fast, lightning. That's what it was. It was a mental exercise. So I had to stay home because of my AC. I had to sit here, but there's meetings we can't get out because we're adults sometimes.
I know. Sucks.
So anyway, while I was adulting, I was playing Zombies Ate My Neighbors again, and that the radar / mini map, you're right, it's fucking cheating, dude. It makes that shit so easy. Like, just zoom right through it. And we didn't figure that out until there was like 20 minutes left or something like that out of the hour challenge.
I know. And it especially for level 4 when you're in the hedge maze, we could have beaten that level so much easier instead of us just running around like fucking, oh god, we're getting killed by Jason everywhere.
Oh my god, the Jasons, man, the chainsaw Jasons. Until you kind of get a handle on that, and until you figure out to use the mini map. Why wasn't the mini map just on by default? I wonder. Like, I don't know. Do I keep looking to the left to look at like your face when I talk to you during the podcast? Because I'm usually on that camera, but now I have the camera over here. So if I look at it to talk to you, I can't see you. It's weirding me out. So I apologize to everybody in the stream. It's a new setup. So
we're still getting used to it here.
Yeah. But anyways, so Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Matt. How'd the game hold up for you? Is it still as good as you remember? Do you like it more? Are you going to play it again? Are you done with that game?
I think the next time I'd play it is if I actually own the game, and probably just play it with my kids or, with you again or something, or with a buddy. Because that's definitely, like we said during the stream, it's a really perfect couch co-op type game.
That was something I wish we could have did that while we were doing it. Just said, fuck the challenge, and then both of us try to see how far we could get. It wasn't possible being remote from each other, but yeah, that'd be a kick-ass co-op game for sure.
It really would be.
And make it a lot easier too.
Is that game even that expensive? I don't
know.
I'm gonna look it up on Amazon right now. Zombies.
No, you know what? It's not.
It's not.
I know it's not. No, because oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Never mind. I don't know. Is it?
About $36.
Cartridge only.
Oh, cartridge only. Looks like it's about 22, unless these are repros. I don't know. Let me look on eBay, because Amazon's always wonky.
I don't like going to Amazon for
Zombies
games anymore.
My neighbors. It's about $25, $30. So yeah,
25, 30. Not terrible. Worth it, I think. If you're going to co-op with somebody, if you have that intention, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. So
it's cool to have a collection too. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's definitely a good game, worth getting.
Word. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Oh, nerd tip. By the way, about so we emulated that game. I know, we're against it wholeheartedly, but
I'm not.
Yeah, well, more me than anybody, but we emulated that because that's how we do it for the stream or whatever. Plus, neither one of us had the game.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't have it with us during the stream.
Yeah, I found it on the side of the road.
Yeah. So I will tell you this. I fired up. I think we used SNES 9X is the emulator we were both using. Mm-hmm. I did actually compare that to games that I have on actual SNES hardware and on the SNES Classic, and it's not as sharp on the emulator. The emulator is actually not as good as either one of those options, and I didn't expect that. I thought it would be nice and crisp, but it looks kind of Vaseline smeared, kind of blurry a little bit around the edges. Anyways, I just thought I'd point that out. It was an observation. that I had the day after when I was playing with it. So
Oh, okay.
kind of weird. So strike one up for real hardware there. It's a little nicer.
Yeah, usually. Mostly.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes more expensive for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you're only going to play something just to check it out. Emulating is definitely cool for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we'll probably do another one of these in a week or two, ish, give or take. Got to look at our schedules.
Yeah, and then we got to figure out what game we got to do too.
Right. So we did experiment with Mortal Kombat on the original Game Boy.
Yeah, fuck that. We're not doing that game, man.
It's so bad.
It's
not
terrible.
That's fucking the worst.
I'm in the list right now, and I'm gonna officially strike it from the list.
I thought it would be funny or fun, you guys, to do that.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's
fun.
not fucking playable. Like that shit should have never been ported. Should have never been ported over to the Game Boy. It's the worst, man. In the chat here, was it Hojin Gaming?
Hojin, yeah.
Hojin Gaming. Either of y'all mod your SNES classics. Great for streaming. I have not. Matt, I think yours is still factory as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm afraid to. I'm sure it can be done easily, and I've modded tons of stuff before, like Wii's, and I even hardware mod stuff, as if you guys listen, you know. I'm kind of afraid to. I like that it's official Nintendo still, you know what I mean? Like, it's not fucked with. And I can emulate anytime I want, or I might have more games available on the real hardware. So I don't really have a need. So you're saying it only took 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm sure it's easy. I don't really have the need, but I'm not necessarily against it.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to do. It's just you basically hook it up to your computer via USB and download a program, and it does it for you.
Oh, shit. And it gets like the artwork. Did you have a problem getting the artwork, Hojin?
You should be able to download the artwork from the program, from what I've seen, because I watched a YouTube video on it. I haven't done it, though.
You think you're gonna?
I don't know. I mean, if there's a game I really want to play on the big screen, maybe, but
Yeah, I hear you. I wonder, too, he said, no, Google's it from the software. Wow, that's cool. Yeah. I wonder how many you can fit. I know you couldn't fit much on the NES Classic. Like, you couldn't get them all. SNES games obviously being larger in size, I'm sure that number dwindles down quite a bit, too. And I know it's the same exact hardware as the NES Classic, so... I heard something like 160 games is the max for the SNES Classic. Hojin, if you want to chime in and tell us how many you got, that'd be cool. But, I'm not against it. I think it's really cool. You're using like Nintendo's official like emulation software to do that. Honestly, I would say that's probably the best way you could possibly emulate. So he said he put Super Empire Strikes Back on
Fuck
there
that game.
Issues. Yeah. Otherwise,
game's hard.
ROM hacks and randomizers. Yeah, that game is hard as fuck, dude. I remember renting that shit as a kid, and fuck that. Yeah.
And so I was looking at the list of games that we have, and I see on the last game on the list, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. That might be one we could look into.
I did have that as a kid.
Did you beat it? Because I remember just renting it. I never.
No. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that's in the stream. Feel free to chime in. I don't know if that game's beatable. I remember getting really, really far into that game as a kid. Like, and it gives you passwords. So, it has a password system so you can come back. I remember getting, I want to say like 30 some odd plus levels in or more. Maybe it was even more than that, but I know it was a lot and it felt like it was never going to end. And I did get to the point where I just couldn't beat one. So I don't know, Matt, but I'll play it. I'll definitely play it. I don't really remember a shitload about it. But that would be a good one for a challenge, at least. I think that'd be a really good one.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. I was just looking at the list and we'll figure it out as we get closer. We'll definitely announce it, and I'll make another little Photoshop as well too.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Last Sunday, I'm sitting there playing Far Cry, and Matt's like, "Hey," and he sends me like a Mortal Kombat screen grab or something where the two opposing characters facing each other. He's like, "I need you to take a picture like this." I'm like, "All right, Melissa, come on." So. Thanks, Ojin, for stopping by, man. He's taking off. Matt is decided to revisit your graphic artist capabilities, I guess you would
Very,
say.
very limited abilities, I should say.
Until now, I've been the graphic artist for the show, even though Matt has a degree in graphic arts. So, yeah, glad to have you back on that train, sir.
I mean, I'm not. No, not really.
Not really. That's funny. So what have you been playing, Matt? What's new? What games did you play through the week?
Oh, well, just World of Warcraft still. Just grinding away, trying to get another level 110, my second one. And speaking of World of Warcraft, Blizzard, for their infinite wisdom, decided to put me in the Battle for Azeroth Alpha, and which is I've never actually been in a World of Warcraft beta testing before. So
hashtag sponsored.
Hashtag Blizzard sponsor. So I downloaded the beta or alpha, I should say. It's not even in beta, and the game's set to release in August, so it's a little bit weird.
It's just it's not even alpha. Like, they just sent you storyboards to play around with.
Yeah, pretty much. But so I got in, decided to mess around with it, and this is my problem with playing a game like World of Warcraft in alpha. I only played maybe about 15, 20 minutes, and I stopped and turned it off, and I haven't been back to it since because because basically what I'm playing is what I'm going to be playing when the game goes live, and I kind of want to be surprised because basically the alpha lets you level to max level, which is 120 in the new expansion, and allows you to experience a lot of the end game content, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to do that right now.
You're kind of ruining it, and it's not in its final state. Yeah, I get that.
So I did mess with some of the classes, some of the new races they have, and just seeing what some of the new changes they've done with the classes. And so I feel kind of satisfied with that, but I don't really want to play the alpha that much. So while I thank Blizzard for allowing me to be in the alpha, I feel like it's a wasted invite overall because I'm not going to play it very much. Or
disrespecting the great Blizzard, man. How dare you?
I know.
How dare you, sir?
Freaking terrible here.
Ew.
But so I've been playing a little bit of WoW. I haven't played it at all this weekend, which that's usually the time when I play it the most, is over the weekend. Still playing Stardew Valley. Just got into summer on my farm in year 2. Nothing new at the farm or anything. Still playing a little bit of Mario Odyssey, just collecting stars. I have like maybe 10 stars left in the desert world, and I'm trying really hard not to look online, even though it's very tempting. Because
that's a great game to just pick up and just fuck with too, and to just go hunt down some stars or something. Like, especially after you beat it, like there's tons of, I guess, end game content.
Yeah. So I'm slowly trying to do it, and then I decided to, what was it, like Monday or Tuesday, I think it was, I decided to purchase the Versus Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo eShop, which is I guess it's the arcade version of Super Mario Brothers, right?
Correct. Yeah, and not the Play Choice 10 Super Mario Brothers. It's actually the arcade version, and it is different. If you guys don't know, check it out.
It's very different because
Tell them, Matt.
You and I have played how many hours of Super Mario Brothers, and you and I know the levels, like the back of our hands. It's kind of weird that if I die on the very first level of Super Mario Brothers because of the changes they've done, that's probably, not a good sign. That it hasn't been tough. It's because my muscle memory is so used to where the enemies are placed in certain places, and they even changed some of the jumps and the blocks and all that. So it's just different, and you're having
to rearrange.
Yeah, you're having to train your muscles not to automatically jump when you need to.
Which is really hard to do in something that we've been playing for literally 30 years.
Yeah, that's very true.
A lot of people, and especially the arcade system enthusiasts, they consider that to be the superior version of that game. There is 2 players.
I do like how it's slightly tougher. Like even the first world, the first 4 levels are slightly tougher than the original game.
Yep.
So, I mean, there is that. But I don't know. I almost kind of wish I also had the original Super Mario Brothers, and I feel like that's what the Nintendo Switch is lacking right now, is the virtual console titles right now.
When are they gonna? This is getting ridiculous with them, man.
Because I would pay money for Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 right now to play on my Switch.
And to have it portable like that on an official shit. I could not agree more, man. I mean, fuck, we got Neo Geo shit in there, but Nintendo, you're slacking. On Nintendo's hardware, we have Neo Geo stuff, but Nintendo, you're slacking. Get out of here. So, yeah, that game is pretty interesting. I do remember playing it in the arcade and things like that, but I can't tell you off the top of my head. I haven't played it in a while. I might pick it up. I need to get that, and I need to get the we talked about it week before last, I believe. Maybe it was last week.
The Punch-Out?
The Punch-Out, Super Punch-Out, or Punch-Out rather, sorry. The arcade version too, which that one I do know and is really good. That's probably one of my favorite versions of all the Punch-Outs. So yeah, in case you guys didn't know, Nintendo has variants of a lot of their games that are ported for arcade, but they take the time to redo them. And this is something new for Nintendo. I don't know if you know this, Matt, but they really haven't even acknowledged the existence of their arcade presence. And back in the 80s, they were huge in the arcade. They were one of the big players. They really weren't in homes yet. I'm talking like pre-NES, certainly not in the US yet. And they were a big player in the arcade, and they just kind of got out of that, in the early 90s. They kind of let it go, and they switched to console stuff, and then they just forgot about it. I mean, we've had virtual console and stuff, but you really don't see much of their arcade ports, and it seems to be on the Switch. They've come out with a couple so far, so that is cool. But to your point, Matt, I'd like to play some of the other virtual console stuff too.
Yeah, and it's like you said, I'm willing to pay money for this shit. I was never really willing to pay the money on the Wii or the Wii U because it's like, I've already got the actual hardware, but the Switch, it's the perfect console to pick up and go,
I love it, man. I love it for that. I need to play it more. I think I'm going to pick up Stardew Valley because I haven't touched the Switch in a couple of weeks.
You have to.
And that'll get me on there.
That game's so fucking good.
Well, I don't know. Should I, though? Because it comes out Friday.
I know. Did you buy it yet?
No, fuck. I'll do it after the show.
You said that Friday.
Well, I'm busy. You made me do podcast work, Matt. I forgot.
Yeah, I know.
So God of War comes out on Friday. So the day after you hear this, God of War will be out on the PlayStation 4. We are mecha hyped.
Oh my god, yes.
Yep.
I'd love God of War series. Shit.
God of War is the jam. Actually, if you've been listening to the podcast, I was very late to the God of War saga. I've only probably for about a year and a half now been into it, and it's great. It's all of them.
I forgot. Have you played all the first 3?
No, I haven't played the first one. I played 2. I played 3. What's the one that's not one of the numbers that's on PlayStation 3? I haven't finished that
God
one
of War Ascension.
I
haven't played that one. I've played the demo, and I have it too. I have no excuse of why I haven't played it. So
it's God of War.
Yeah.
And I played and beat both of the PSP ones. So
I have not done that. So you and I have played probably about the same amount.
Okay.
Because I do have the 2 PSP ones as well on the PS3 because I got that God of War Sagas.
True. Yep. And they're really good. They were actually made by a different studio. You really couldn't tell the difference, to be honest with you. They play so well, the studio, and I'm sorry, I'm not giving them credit. I don't know off the top of my head who it is, but man, they nailed it. It's totally God of War. The new one that's coming out is kind of cool. They've kind of switched from the whole Greek mythology type shit to, what is it, more like Nordic, I guess it would be, kind of like Viking-esque.
Yeah, Norse mythology.
Yeah.
We're going to probably fight Ragnarok and Odin and Thor and all that shit. Hell yeah.
It's in the Marvel universe now.
Oh my god. Kratos would just straight up destroy Thanos.
He would. He fucks gods up. That's what he does. Yeah. So that's coming out. They've kind of changed. I'm guessing. I'm going to speculate here. I don't know, but he has like a kid now.
Yeah.
Well, he had kids before. Spoiler.
Uh-oh.
Had.
I mean,
I
you
already said
find
the
you
word
find
had.
that out in the first 5 minutes of God of War 1 anyway.
Yeah. So, but he has another kid apparently that he kind of maybe wasn't around, is what I'm guessing on the new game, and he is, and he's going to bring him up and
Yeah.
and show him around. And I think that it's quite a ways after the last game that came out, and I think
It
that he
seems to be
moved
maybe about
away.
10 years after the first or after God of War
Yeah.
3, which I was really surprised. I know we talked about this on the podcast before. I was surprised that it's a continuation after 3, even though it may not have a lot of connection to the
Hmm.
previous games. But I thought it was just going to be a whole big reboot. Like they
I
just
did too. Yeah.
like it's
Like an alternate universe story kind of
yeah,
thing.
like
Yeah.
his name's Kratos, but it's no connection to the previous games.
But it's not. It actually is.
I know.
But they probably won't. There'll probably be some like throwback fodder here and
Yeah.
there, but it's not going to be. And this is all speculation, but I don't think it will. Um, they also, I guess the one way that I'm looking at it, Matt, and maybe you see it different, but the way I'm taking it so far and before playing it is that I'm getting the idea the reason why it's Norse mythology, as you called it, is because he probably was trying to get away from Greece and that area, the
Yeah.
Mediterranean or whatever, probably to leave it to get away from that shit. I would guess. I don't know, because it's like they're showing like in the forest and like the woods and shit that they haven't really done much of.
Yeah, no,
Usually
not
it's
really.
like it's kind of like ruins and shit. Usually is
Yeah.
where all the games are. So I don't know. Looks pretty cool. I'm
Oh,
stoked.
dude.
Matt, you pre-ordered it, so you'll be playing that shit day one.
Day one. Dude, have you read some of the reviews on God of War?
I haven't read any. I've noticed that there's a bunch of positive ones. There, it's somebody gave it like 8.9 out of 10 or something like
I,
that. Or
I read some of them. I mean, not to. I only read just mainly the gameplay aspects. I mean, the gameplay is very God of War esque, obviously, but it's everybody's just praising it for like it being one of the best God of Wars, and that
everything. Yeah.
that is one of the things that I really enjoy about the God of War series, and that's why I almost kind of wish it played the first one first, because you'll see the progression, because just like as we've talked about like with Uncharted, where if you played Uncharted 4 then you try to go back to play the first one, it feels very shallow.
It's
uh,
hard to do. Yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense. I can see that.
It's God of War. I mean, God of War 1's very simple, and then God of War 2 improves upon it. God of War 3 is like the epitome of it,
Hmm.
and I'm just excited to see where they take the God of War 4. I guess it's just called God of War, right?
It's just God of War
Yeah.
is what they're
Okay.
calling it. Yep. Check out, Matt, go to IGN.com, just go to the main page, and they have very first thing, they have this big shit that says God of War E3 2016 versus final graphics comparison, and they have a screenshot. This is interesting. They normally
Ooh.
don't. So half the time when you see something at E3, it's better than the finished product is going to
Yeah.
look.
Usually.
Um, yeah, and then if it is improved, it's minor. This is drastic. Like you can like see pores on his face in the final version versus the E3 demo that we got. That's pretty cool. Did that pull up for you? Is that the main
Yeah.
thing at the top?
I'm letting it play right now.
Pretty rad. Again, a lot of times we were promised something and they don't fully come through. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, that's
With
right.
E3 shit.
I can't wait to see this on the PS4 Pro too.
Oh, that's right. You don't have a peasant one.
No, I mean I
Oh,
do,
man.
but that's for the kids.
Yeah,
Let the kids
you've
play the
essentially,
peasantry.
yeah, yeah. Um, so PS4 final. Whoa, yeah, it's a lot better. Holy shit.
Yeah, which, like you
Damn.
said, we don't see very often, where it's usually the, you know,
Yeah, they overdo it or they over render the shit out of stuff in
yeah.
the trailers, and they say that it actually half time they don't even say it's on real hardware, and this time they made it better. So shit.
Oh my God, okay, I gotta stop watching because,
Spoilers.
yeah, even if it's the very like first 5 minutes of the game, I just want to be completely surprised. I've
I
seen a
agree.
few gameplay videos, but I literally know nothing else, and I'm trying.
Really? I've been avoiding the gameplay videos and the let's plays and all that have been popping up. I don't want to know anything.
I just saw the one where it showcased what the fighting is going to be like. And
okay.
I mean, it's very God of War-esque, but it just looks amazing.
I did that with Far Cry. I didn't watch too much leading up. In fact, I still won't watch stuff because there's a lot of like, oh, make money fast, or the guns to get or the top 5 tips. And like, I'm like, nope.
Dude,
nope,
I
nope,
see
nope.
a lot of Far Cry 5 bug videos just where everything starts going crazy. Like people
I could talk about a few. Yeah.
like people getting in helicopters and helicopters suddenly spinning out of control or cars just flipping and all that shit. And it's just, how much is that real or is that rare or what?
So I saw a really interesting one. An NPC took off in a helicopter. It wasn't part of the story. It was post-story. It was like a side mission. It was like a random encounter mission, but it was, crafted, I guess. It was supposed to, you were supposed to find it, I guess, if you were wandering, and I was. And this NPC gets in this helicopter and takes off, and he doesn't crash into the tree. He glitches into the tree, and it's stuck in the tree. and it's normally like if you did that, it would take a lot of damage and it would blow up. Like you would need to get out, and it was just sitting there. So I shot at it to blow it up because I actually had to stay in the area I was hunting, and it was really annoying the shit out of me. So I shot at it and blew it up so that it wouldn't do that anymore, and which triggered. So there's the section that I'm in. I don't know if I told. I think I did. There's 3 different like major zones, and each one has like a boss. Like they're all family members of the cult. So the one that I'm in now is this. It's a girl, and she uses drugs. She uses like hallucinogenic drugs to kind of like take advantage of people. And she's gotten your character by this point, and he's kind of been infused with the shit. So he's having like visions of her, and she pops up like all the damn time. And if you get too close to her, you get stuck into doing some crazy wigged out side mission with her. Well, so I shoot the helicopter and blow it up, and she spawns in front of me and triggers one of those.
Oh, wow.
Like it was so glitchy, dude. Like for some reason, me blowing up the glitched out computer triggered her to pop up. And normally she pops up out of your line of sight, and you just hear her like singing or doing something, and you turn around, and then you'll see her. She spawned in front of me after I blew the helicopter up, and then if you're close enough to her, there's nothing you can do. She takes you. So it was So I've seen some weird shit happen in the game. It's not the best for that, I can tell you.
No, man. So I guess let's get into what you've been playing lately, because we sort of did a God of War tangent there.
We did, and that's fine because we're stoked for it. PlayStation for life, What's up? Where's your God of War Xbox? What's up?
It's because they're terrible.
Bitches. I'll keep going. I'll finish a little bit of Far Cry 5. That was kind of actually something I wanted to talk about, so I just kind of went into it since we were talking about glitches.
Yeah.
Other glitches in the game, I've had it where it will like I'll die and it will lose the mark on the map where you're supposed to go, or the person that you're supposed to talk to or something is just gone. You have to die again. You have to literally die again for them to come back, or you have to close the game and reload the game.
WoW does stuff like that sometimes, where a quest will get bugged and you have to quit the quest and redo it, or log out, log back in.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't think WoW would do that at this point, this many years on.
It can.
Wow, okay. That was the biggest glitch until today when I was playing and the helicopter thing happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time fishing in this game.
Okay.
It's a way to make money. You get like goals and achievements and stuff, which give you like perk points and stuff. So, I use it for that. The fishing is kind of interesting because it matters like what kind of fishing rod you have, the flies that you have, the line. There's perks to make the fish tire out sooner, and it all matters because some of them are very hard to catch the fish without like popping your line. And there's all different variants. Like the whole map is very vast, and there's rivers and lakes and streams and all that, and they all have different things in them and like different areas. I always
like a good game with fishing because that's one of my favorite things to do in Stardew Valley is fishing.
Dude, and it's not like you bought a fishing game, from like back in the day, but it's not like just a throw your line in and hit the button at the right time to get a fish.
Yeah.
You have to like fight the fish the whole time and stuff. So it's cool. It's got a good little fishing simulator kind of built into it. I did a lot of that. That's how I upgraded some of my guns. I got tired of having shit guns. And I needed a lot of money. I needed like $7,500 for like one gun. And in that game, that's kind of a lot of money. So I fished, Matt, this was last Sunday. Yeah, because I played last Sunday. And I fished for almost 3 hours to save up money. Like almost. It was just done. Yeah. So so I did a lot of that. What else have I done in that
grind
game?
fest? Yeah,
it can be grindy. I'm starting to find some other ways to make more money, and the side jobs are starting to pay better. There's a lot of people that are preppers in this world, and they have like
like their bunkers and all that shit.
Exactly.
Oh shit, that's funny.
So they have their bunkers, and like they've been like killed or taken, or their family's been raped or whatever, and like their bunkers are left, but they're like locked or hidden. So you can get like clues of how to find them or how to get into them, and there's usually a bunch of money and ammo and rare items and shit in there. So that's another way to make money. It's cool because they're like little side puzzles, like little side quests. They're almost like the shrines in Zelda. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you don't have to do them, but when you come across them, if you want to go do them, it's not gonna be the same thing every time. Like, you're gonna have to figure out and do other shit to get to this one. So the little prepper challenges, I've been doing a lot of those to make money. So you can grind in a few different ways to make money, which I like. There's challenges. There's like racing challenges. So far, I found plane racing challenges. They're pretty hard, but they make you want to keep doing it, and eventually it pays off. So it's a cool game. There's a lot of shit to do. Personally, Far Cry 4 was the first game that I got and beat when I got my PS4.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to play the next one. That game just kind of, when the first game that you really get into on a new system, it kind of sticks with you, whether it was like super good or not. Far Cry 4 was that for me, so that's why I was so adamant about getting Far Cry 5, and I'm happy with it. It's a great game. I'm definitely going to keep playing. I'm about halfway through right now, and I'm going to keep at it. But if you are on the hinge, if you're on the fence rather for God of War or Far Cry, I would say just go with God of War and get Far Cry when it becomes cheaper later.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that if you're going to pick between the two, and I haven't played God of War, it could suck, and you guys could hate me for this later. But Far Cry is what you would expect. It's just a newer version of it and a whole new story. I think God of War is going to be special, and it's an exclusive. So, you got to keep that in mind, that exclusives, Sony usually kind of, they go all out for those types of things. So,
yeah,
if you're on the fence, go for it. Although keep in mind, Matt, God of War isn't a sandbox game. It's a very linear game. And we know that this game will be linear.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes you need to play a game like that. Yeah.
It works for those games. It does.
Yeah, because we don't always need those open world type games all the time.
No. They call it like it's like one continuous shot, the way God of War works. Like if you were to play it back, like your gameplay, it would be one long scene, like no cuts or anything like that. So it's linear by design. So if you do want a sandbox game, God of War is not going to be that, and you do want to get Far Cry. Am I explaining it right, Matt?
No, you're doing it fine.
Okay. What else? I played Fortnite. Again, as always on Xbox. What's new on there? I got
nothing.
Well, we developed rock paper. So there's like little emotes you can get, little dances, and we got one that's rock paper scissors. Like the whole squad got it. And now when we come across rare shit like a supply llama or somebody finds a scar or something, so we don't fight or get pissy, we all do rock paper scissors now.
Oh jeez.
See who's gonna get it? Because
that's funny.
It's random what your guy's gonna throw, so you can actually play rock paper scissors in the game.
Oh wow.
So we're doing that, but it takes way too much time. So I don't know. We're probably gonna get murked doing that one day while we fight over a supply llama. But that's about all that's new with us. Fortnite has this. It's a super rare item you can get where you throw it down and it instantly builds you a fort.
That's not OP.
It's rare. I've only seen it once so far.
Oh, okay.
Um, it's nothing that you couldn't build pretty quickly yourself, truthfully, in that game. Especially if you're playing with a couple people, like you could do it pretty fast. Not as fast as instant how it pops up, and it's not super armored or anything like that. Like they're easy to take down, but it's kind of neat, and that's like the new thing everybody's kind of wigging out this week over.
Oh, okay.
That's it, really. Fortnite. Matt, you downloaded Fortnite on PlayStation, correct?
Yep. I haven't even touched it.
We should definitely try and at least just so you can chime in on what it's like on console.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, no, like I said, my account keeps getting hacked or locked down. So.
Oh yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. It happens like maybe once or twice a week now.
Holy fuck.
I don't even log into. I don't even know my password. Shit, how are they gonna know it?
Well, good. It'll be hard to guess then.
Yeah. Oh no, they're gonna take my nothing that I have on the account.
Take all your nothings. So let's see what else. Last one is Master Blaster on the NES. And Matt, you said you haven't played this?
No, I don't think I have.
Sorry, Blaster Master. I think I have it backwards.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Dude, that's a kick-ass little game.
Let me look it up.
It's in the emulator stuff. You can play it if you need to. It's so good. I was watching GameSack, like trying to go to bed one night, and they've had it on one of their episodes, and they were talking about how cool it is, this and that. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna mess with that next time I'm in front of somewhere that has it. And we were emulating, and I saw it in there.
It looks interesting. I'm watching it right now.
It's
watching just
cool.
a gameplay video.
It's a platformer,
and you're like
a shooter.
Yeah, like you're a tank or something, or a...
Exactly. You're a little tank that can like jump surprisingly high. You're a little tank that platforms. And the physics are great. It's a little floaty, but for something on wheels, it actually makes sense. It's like a little slippery and floaty. But
and then you can get out of the tank and play.
Right, and then there's tons of little spots, and actually that's how you have to progress. Like where the bosses are usually, you have to get out of the tank, and then you go into like little like pseudo
like top down
overhead. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like two games in one. The best part is being the tank. I'm not gonna lie, that's more polished and less wonky, and which is where you're gonna spend most of your time exploring. And it's not linear. It's like you really got to figure out where you want to go. Yep, you have like this whole big map in each level to figure out. The bosses are perfectly hard. Like they're right there. It's gonna take you a few times to beat it. Once you do, you're good. There's continues and stuff. It's a great little game. If you guys are looking for a fun NES game, that I can't recommend that enough. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep playing it.
This looks pretty fun, actually. I'm gonna. How much does it cost?
I don't even know, but I think I'd like to have the real one. It's probably popular now because it's been all over the YouTubes and shit. So
it's about $20.
Oh, that's not bad. Dude,
you could buy it right now for $10.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
On eBay?
Yeah.
Did I have it backwards? Is it Blaster Master?
Yeah, Blaster Master.
Blaster Master. I think of Master Blaster from, what is that, like Thunderdome and shit, and then have like Master Blaster was one of the...
Something like that.
Yeah. Dude, if it's only $10, I'm gonna order it right the fuck now.
Yeah, no, I'm trying.
Is that a repro though at that price?
I don't know. See, that's what I hate nowadays, because you have no idea if it is or not.
Well, I don't know. This buy it now does say that it's tested. I mean, why would you say you're testing a... No, this doesn't look like a repro. This looks original for $10. Free delivery? Well, Melissa, when you listen to this, I'm sorry, but I bought it live on the show.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm not passing this shit up. Fuck that.
Which one you bought, the $9.99 one?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Confirm and pay, shipping free. It is on the way. That game is the tits, you guys. There you go. That's how good it is. I bought that live on the show.
Well, shit. Now you're showing me up. You're showing me up now. All right, hold on. hold on.
Now Matt's gonna buy a copy too.
I just bought one. Hold on. Is it gonna go through? Come on. Come on. Oh, spinning wheel. All right. Now I got one for 1043.
1043. There you go, guys. $10 game. You guys, we're doing a service for y'all. There's a $10 game that we put our reputation on. We bought it on the show. That's how much we like it.
Well, I don't even know if I like it. I've never even played it. But I just watched that video and I'm like, this looks pretty fun, actually.
No, actually, dude, it's pretty solid. If you like platformers and shooters,
I've been needing a good NES game because I'm looking at my NES library that I have all my physical games, and I'm like, because I've played them all. I've either beaten them or played them a shit ton, and I was getting kind of bored.
I don't have a very big NES at all. I think I have Mario Duck Hunt and Battletoads, and now Blaster Master. So
damn.
I don't have much for it because, and I have the NES Classic and all that. I sold all my shit a long time ago, and I just haven't focused on it. I've been focusing on the SNES and the PS1 and the Dreamcast.
True.
So this is a great buy for $10 to add, so I can start ramping the collection up. So I only have good games in there. So, but anyways, yeah, guys, check it out. It's fun. Matt, you'll have to report back once it comes in, once you play it.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Hell, maybe we can even do once we both get familiar with it, we can do an advanced level battle off Matt versus Matt on that.
Yeah.
There you go. So, let's see, what else have I been? I watched an entire TV series. I think it's like 7 episodes on Netflix that I really wish I could get my life back on, and I don't know why I kept watching it. It's called, dude, I don't recommend it. It's called Fastest Car.
Sounds terrible.
I just been like watching like an episode a night, like while I was going to bed, like laying in bed. It's fucking wretched. It's like, it's all build up. It's like 4 different people. It's 3 home built cars versus a supercar, and they do a 4-way drag race on an airstrip. But it's all about everybody's story and like, who they are and what they're doing to prep for the race. And then they show the supercar every time, Matt, the supercar person. And I said person, not because I'm being careful of people's pronouns, but because there's women and men doing it that have supercars and in both. But the supercar owners are like, yeah, I'm getting my hair cut, or like, I'm not really doing anything, or I guess I should practice what launch control does in this, in like their Lamborghini or whatever. And it's like, why am I watching this? Then they actually race finally at the end of the fucking episode, Matt. And it's not like best 2 out of 3 or they do a shootout or nothing. No, it's one race, 4 wide, and they do the cut editing so much that it takes like 5 minutes for like a 30-second, or 15-second race or whatever. I'm
surprised you lasted that long for what you're telling me.
I don't know. I guess I wanted to know who won. I don't know, but I kept fucking clicking on it. I don't recommend it. Everybody's talking like it's the greatest thing ever. Yo, it's total shit. It's all hype. The whole fucking thing is hype, man. I don't like it. So anyways, I watched the whole thing so you don't have to. That's another service here from VCR Gaming.
God, sounds terrible.
It's bad, Matt. You really don't need to waste any thought on it
anymore.
Well,
good thing I'm not really into cars, so there you go.
Oh, this would make you never be into cars, Matt. You would, if you watched it, you wouldn't even drive a car to work anymore. It's bad.
I'm okay with that, actually. Some days I really get tired of driving in the morning.
Oh, the traffic, dude. The sitting in your car. Ugh.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Oh, it's the best. And school buses, don't even get me started.
God.
Yeah. What else before we get into news here? Pickups.
Yeah, your friggin' pickups. My God.
Well, if you guys follow us on Instagram and yeah, I think Instagram, you would have seen it. So Chris at work shows up and he drops a box of Super Mario cereal on my desk, which I don't know if y'all know is kind of rare. Actually, it's kind of hard to find because Nintendo, like, ain't that some shit, Matt? They're doing what they did with the NES and SNES classics. They're doing the same fucking shit with their cereal. Like, here it is in a small batch. Get lucky and get it.
Yeah, and I hear the cereal is shit too.
It tastes like, so Christian at work went and bought one so that we could eat it, and we tried it, and it tastes like it's Lucky Charms, but the cardboard pieces of the Lucky Charms, not the marshmallows, but the cardboard. I assume they're made out of cardboard. Yeah. Pieces of the Lucky Charms taste like Crunch Berries. Like they put like Crunch Berry flavoring on it.
Oh wow!
So It's not terrible if you like Lucky Charms and you like Crunch Berries. It's totally doable, but it's nothing special. It's nothing special at all. But yeah, so Chris drops that on my desk, and I'm like, sweet, thanks, man, whatever, Then he realizes that particular box, because there's 2 different variants, was going for like $20-$30 on eBay at the time.
Yeah.
But it was too late because he sold it to me. And then who else was it? Oh shoot, was it Marcel? Somebody came in with the other one. Oh my God, I can't think right now. Chris gave me the first one. It wasn't Christian. It might have been Marcel. He shows up, and if I get this wrong, I'm so sorry, guys. I owe somebody money too, which really sucks. But he dropped the other one on my desk, so I now have both. So my pickups are cereal, and I'm not gonna open them. They're gonna go on a shelf right here in the game room and be fodder. So,
Oh, by the way, the picture is not on our Instagram. I think it was only on your wife's Instagram.
She tagged us in it, so I guess you can. How do you search?
I don't know.
She did tag VCR Gaming.
Yeah, I saw that she tagged us, but when I look at, I don't even know how you look for tags. So
fuck it.
We're old men. We don't know.
We buy cereal and don't eat it. Oh, I do.
Well, you do. I'm not gonna buy that shit.
I don't know about that, dude.
I don't know about that, brother.
All right, Matt. We have 2 other things to go into. We have news, and we have sort of like a mini special thing. What do you want to do first?
I mean, we could probably do news first because a lot of these stories won't take that long, except one I can see probably taking the longest.
I bet it won't.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think we need to beat it to death anymore, but it makes me happy. So I wanted to put it in there.
Do you want to do that one first?
Okay, sure. All right, everybody. Apparently there is a God, and he loves us gamers, because
our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
The King of Kong is dead, you guys. He hasn't died, but his Billy Mitchell's all of his records have been removed, and he has been banned from Twin Galaxies.
Thy King of Kong, thy will be done.
On Earth as it is in the arcade. Billy Mitchell, you guys, he's fucking banned from Twin Galaxies. The new owners of Twin Galaxies on point as fuck. They reviewed the shit out of it. They found not only 1, but 2 of the things he submitted were absolutely done in MAME. They had third parties agree with it. Not to mention the guy that supposedly was the judge for these 2 entries, or at least his first 1,000,000 point score in Donkey Kong, was that same asshole that they got kicked out and got busted for faking his Atari Dragster score.
Oh, the Todd.
Todd, yeah.
Todd Allen, is it?
No.
Oh God,
I think it's Allen.
Remember.
But anyways, we talked about it a few episodes back when it was like the whole controversy. So he was the judge for one of those. So it's like, what does that tell you? You guys banned the guy that's telling everybody that Billy Mitchell is legit.
This is what's crazy, right? Because I have to assume they don't make any money off this, do they? I mean, as far as when they get a high score, do they get any money?
Well, no, not for having the score, but look at Billy Mitchell. Look how much money he's made off of that fame.
No, I get that. Well, yeah, I guess I can see why you'd want to do it then.
So you got to be official to people want that shit. And he did like corporate events and stuff like that. Like he's made money and banked on this for years.
Dude, he's such a jackass. Holy shit. So every criticism about making him seem like an asshole in King of Kong, he really was an asshole in real life.
I mean, there's people that are non-believers, that are in his corner, but there's no less than 3 separate sources that have like legitimately gone through this and essentially proven that he's a fucking liar. He said he never played on MAME.
Donkey Kong kill screen, guys. It's coming up.
Guys. So we'll end this because I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about Billy Mitchell. But our boy Steve Wiebe, officially, this makes him the first person that got over a 1,000,000 point score
ever.
Even though
ever.
Yep, you can't take that away. Now he doesn't hold the current high score record, but the first person to break 1,000,000 points was not Billy fucking asshole Mitchell. It was Steve Wiebe, And our boy Weeby, man, he went through all that shit, and Billy Mitchell treated him like shit, and they tried to prove that he was cheating and all that. And he fucking wasn't, and he's the man. So congrats, Steve. Fuck you, Billy. So I'm done.
Yeah, it's I'm just glad for Steve Weeby though. That's what I'm great. Oh, and he got his Pac-Man score stripped away too, right?
Yeah.
And
so all of them, everything.
Yeah. Which is crazy because a lot of people, because he did that one in public. I thought I read.
Well, that's legit. He's done that. There was a TV special made about it, where he did it, and that is legit. I mean, but if you're gonna ban somebody, you're gonna ban somebody. You know what I mean? So awesome. So fuck you, man. Go sell chicken wings. And I never bought your chicken wing sauce like I said I was going to either.
We should have bought the domain.
I know, dude.
We really should have.
It was like $400, man. We should have got it.
Yeah. I don't want to spend that money. Fuck that.
I know. It would have been awesome, though. We could have put that shit on our website and stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like, we could have had it redirect to us. That would have been the shit. Anyways.
Man. Oh, well.
So, anyways. Yep. King is dead. Thank God. So, Matt, what one would you like to delve into next, sir?
I guess we can get to the new Lord of the Rings book coming out.
Ah, you saw that.
It's not really Lord of the Rings, but it's
Lord of the Rings universe.
Oh, the middle. It would even be. It's not even set in Middle Earth. It's set in Beleriand. Whatever, semantics. But so I'm surprised this has even made news because the announcement of this book was made a couple years ago. The Fall of Gondolin, which is about one of the first major wars between elves and Morgoth or Melkor, who was the original bad guy in the world of Middle Earth. And it's I'm gonna be. I guess I'm excited to read this because I've read his other stuff, The Children of Hurin and Beren and Luthien. Basically, these are stories that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote but never finished and never released them. And then his son, Christopher Tolkien, has been slowly working over the years of getting them, actually in a readable state. And
how close were they then to being done? Like, how much of that did he actually have to fabricate?
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. But I just know that a lot of it was written but just never finished.
It does say edited by Christopher Tolkien.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that he wrote it at all.
No. Christopher didn't write it. He just finished it.
I got
mainly.
You. Okay.
And just made it into a coherent story.
Gotcha.
Basically.
Okay.
And so it's coming out this fall, finally. I'll definitely be picking it up and reading it. So
I just thought that was cool because, we were so down on the whole TV show thing, going to happen with it, that it was something that, Tolkien OG actually did right and that is going to get released. So,
I'm just curious if he's going to take any liberties or changes to the actual Fall of Gondolin, because Tolkien just basically wrote like what happened during it. It was never. I'm guessing this is going to be a more personal story about the Fall of Gondolin, whereas before he just really wrote like sort of like reading a history book, so to say, like what happened.
That's a good way to. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Really quick, this actually isn't on there, but I think that it's maybe worth mentioning. Is they are going to port Shenmue, which was like a really popular Dreamcast game. It's renowned as like the best game on the Dreamcast. There's 2 of them. It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One. I just wanted to put that out there really quick.
I thought it was coming on Switch too. Is it coming on Switch?
Steam, Xbox One, and PS4. Not on Switch. At least not yet. Again, you got to remember that when they're going to port shit like that, all of those are written in x86. So, and you got ARM. So you got cell phone technology shit on the Nintendo side. Fucking Nintendo. Always being difficult.
Of course.
But yeah, so that's coming out. I just want to put that out there. If you got any Sega guys or Dreamcast guys, Shenmue coming out which is cool because it's kind of an expensive game. Like the first one is like $60, and the second one is a lot of money. And not everybody has a Dreamcast or anything like that. So they're going to be actual ports. So they're not going to be remakes or anything like that. So it should be pretty cool. Have you ever played any of those, Matt?
No, never played a single Shenmue, so I know nothing about it.
Okay, it's like it's an investigative game. Like you're not shooting or anything. Like it's a big open, not big. It's an open world, and you're trying to figure out who killed your dad. So you have to go. It's like detective type shit, like L.A. Noire-esque kind of, but like primitive.
Okay.
But primitive, you know. You talk to like everybody, and you have to figure shit out and put stuff together. Yeah. So yeah, that's coming out. What else we got, Matthew?
They did a Warcraft 3 patch after not having patched Warcraft 3 in God, how many years? I want to say
minute.
like 5, 6, 7 years maybe even longer. I don't know. I don't follow Warcraft 3 very much, but the reason why I put this on here is because what they basically updated it with is they gave Warcraft 3 widescreen support, and also
nice.
Be able to upgrade or, showcase better resolution and all that. So I bring this up because Blizzard did the same exact thing to StarCraft 1 last year. Okay. And then shortly, like maybe a month or two after they did that, they announced that they're doing the StarCraft remaster. So I'm wondering if they're going to do the same thing for Warcraft 3, where they do a Warcraft 3 remaster. And
this is the predecessor to that.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down for buying that because Warcraft 3, it is a really fun campaign game. I don't know if you ever played Warcraft 3 before.
I did back in the day. I don't remember too much about it, but I got it after it was already kind of like a little bit old. I got it for cheap. It's great. It's really good. I think it's cool that they're supporting shit like this still.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? Like, not a lot of people do that kind of shit. Like, when they're done with it, they're done with it.
Yeah.
This is still... And this list of the shit that's in the patch is long as fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's just bug fixes and some rebalancing, which...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't follow the Warcraft 3 meta at all, and I haven't for, like 10 years, so I don't even know if any of this is good or not. But, It's
gotta be, there's gotta be a lot of people, one, for them to patch it, and for two, if you just look at the end of the list there's a lot of posts of people.
Well, yeah, there's still a Warcraft 3 scene in terms of competitiveness. There's still tournaments that go on. They're not anywhere near as big as they used to be, but it's still there.
Right.
So I mean, that's still always cool. Got
300 when this came out, there was 343 posts. So that tells you that, and that's how many people cared to comment. So yeah, so there's probably quite a bit of people.
No, that's just how many posts that one person has done.
You're right. I'm sorry. My bad. Let's see.
I don't know. It's 26 pages, and it's probably like
it's a lot.
20 posts a page or something like that. So
there you go. So yeah, even more probably.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that is neat. I we talk shit and joke or whatever about Blizzard, but they are pretty good about doing stuff like this. And,
dude, they still release patches for Diablo 2. Like maybe once every other year, but still,
Still. And they keep it up. You can still go get it. You can still download it and play it.
And still pay $20-$30 for it. God damn it.
And people do.
It's ridiculous. It's that expensive.
I know.
Fucking Blizzard, I swear to God.
Oh, how you love them, Matt.
I guess. Fuck them. I love you, Blizzard. Fuck you.
Your sponsor. Matt's
I wish. Holy shit. If they were my fucking sponsor, I'd be like, Magic what?
Dude, you couldn't. You're way too not politically correct. You like to use the F word.
I mean, not that I'm sponsored by Wizards of the Coast or anything, but they feature Magic Wazubi on there every once in a while.
They're not Blizzard, though. They don't have like shit where it goes out. Well, I guess they kind of do, but they're not like Blizzard where they're like, anything you say across any social media, we're basically going to shun you if you're negative,
But I'm not negative about Blizzard games most of the time.
You're not, and it's not even about them. Like, it's like if you were to tell somebody that, to fuck off or something, or, if they're being an asshole to you, Blizzard is like not having it. Twitch is pulling that bullshit too.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got Magic doing that quite yet. So Wizards is the better of the two. Yeah, by the way, guys, I don't know if you know this, but our very own Matthew here, his Magic the Gathering podcast was on the main page of the manufacturers of Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast.
3 times.
I think that's fucking badass, man.
3 times now.
3 times now. You go to their website, and it's real big even, is the Magic Wazubi logo.
I mean, it's not up there right now, but it's been
It was earlier this week.
No, it was like 2 weeks ago.
What? I could have... All right, well, anyways, it happened. You guys, he's a big deal. Check him out.
Not really.
Whatever. Let's see what else we got. Sega officially announces the mini drive. The Sega mini drive, Mega Drive Mini, Sega Mega Drive Mini, which would be the Genesis here in the U.S. Officially, like they're making one. It's in Japan only. Ugh.
Well, see, and my thing with this is how many knockoff Sega home consoles are there now?
A lot, and that's why this is exciting, because they license that out to. They license out the
games to
everything, to everybody ever. They're like they don't even ask to see a prototype. They're like, yeah, whatever. Here's a license, So they're making one. They're trying to jump on this bandwagon. So it'll probably be good.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be good, but I wouldn't buy one. I mean,
really, if they came out with a Genesis Mini, like an official Sega one, you don't want it even a little bit.
It would really depend on the price point and what games. Because
True.
There would have to be some really good games on there, like not just Sonic, because I have all 3 Sonics and I don't need them again.
Many times over too. Yeah. Well, what would it be? It would be like, of course, it would be the Sonics. I mean, you can't release that shit and not have it on there. You'd have the Sonics. You'd have like Streets of Rage. You'd have Golden Axe. You'd have both of those on there. You'd have to have, and those are all Sega properties, so they'd be on there almost certainly. What else? You'd have your Phantasy Stars. That's all their exclusive.
Thunder Force.
RPG. So Thunder Force, I don't know if they get the
Axe.
licensing. Golden Axe would be on there. I don't know if you could get the licensing to Thunder Force or not, because they were an arcade manufacturer.
They're saying that, Sega also announced that at least 15 games, including Sonic, Phantasy Star, and Thunder Force 4 will be...
so there you go. Oh, and Thunder Force 4, that's the best Thunder Force, too.
Yeah, so they said it's going to be on there.
That's Lightning Force, if you guys are looking for it here. Yeah. So, it's cool. It's neat. I like that Sega's finally doing it. Why they're not going to put it out over here, I don't fucking understand, because I guess we ain't nobody. But...
yeah. No one gives a shit about Sega over here.
Not entirely accurate, but definitely the underdog.
Don't you remember the 90s?
I do.
Nintendo all the way. Fuck Sega.
I know. Well, I had Sega.
Even though I had
first.
Sega. So.
Yeah, me too. First, but Nintendo, I mean, if we're honest, is definitely, at least according to Games Library, is probably the choice to have. But, I still like Sega. I still like a lot of Sega shit. Yeah. So anyway, we're not getting one. So fucking deal with it. I don't
know.
Yeah. We got one more story, Matt. It's kind of a little bullshitty story, but I thought it was kind of cool.
So FTC tells companies their warranty void if removed stickers are total bullshit.
How cool is that? Especially in like our industry.
Oh yeah,
even gamers.
I mean, especially in IT and like you say, game industry. Fuck yeah. That's really good. Fuck those companies for trying to pull that bullshit for so long. Because it's basically telling you, oh no, you can't do anything with this product unless,
You can't.
Yeah.
Period. Like, that's bullshit. You're allowed to work on your own stuff. Like, who says you can't,
Mod your shit if you want to.
They have to prove that so if you broke it or you modified it, it's their duty to prove that you did it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way warranties work, and with cars and everything. Like, you can't put a sticker on there. that if somebody takes it off, that means that they can't guarantee how good of a product it is. That's not how that works, especially if you want to fix something, like, and besides, who gives a shit if something's under warranty anyways? I mean, you're probably going to send it back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So, like, it's the whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit, and basically the FTC is like, fuck off. You're wrong. People can work on their own shit. You have no right to say so. It is your job to prove that they fucked it up by working on it. So, and that's the way it should be. So, I'm not a huge fan of the Federal Trade Commission, but this is a good win right here.
Hell yeah. Good for them. Good for them for freaking getting that win finally. I mean, that's it for news topics that we have here.
Worth mentioning, yeah.
Everything else is either fuck it or everybody else has already talked about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I don't think people are like, we try not to have as much of the shit that everybody's already talking about.
Try not to, at least.
Yeah, that's for you guys. So.
Sometimes it's hard.
Well, sometimes you have to. Like, sometimes it's just big enough.
Like Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell. That's blowing the fuck up too, man.
And
right
I
now.
love
it's
it.
Awesome. Me too. It's everywhere. He can't escape it.
Fuck that motherfucker.
Yes. Matt, this next segment was your idea. It was your brainchild. Why don't you bring us into it?
So, I want to discuss, and this is a question for both of us. What is your unpopular gaming opinion that will rile some people if they listen to this?
I'm sure we do that all the time anyways.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to go first? Because I'm interested to hear your first one.
Okay. All right. So, my first unpopular gaming opinion, man, and I'm going to come right out of the gate with this shit too. The Atari 2600 is shit. I said it. I'll say it again. It is. I'm sorry. If you think you have Atari nostalgia, you fucking don't. Because Atari has shit properties. You have probably good memories of games that you played on the Atari that were ports of other things and ended up on other things and looked much better. The Atari itself, the 2600, is fucking garbage. There were other systems at the time that were more powerful that probably deserved to be the system of the time. And dude, most of those games, they suck. Like, there's so much shovelware. Matt, there's so much blocky shit shovelware on that system. Like, I'm not saying there aren't good games on it. Like, please don't take it that way. I'm just saying it sucked. The controllers are fucking shit. What?
How dare you?
Tell me that controller's okay. The controller and then the joystick thing. Like, it's just, and they always fall apart and break. Like, the controllers never fucking work. I don't know, Matt. Do you agree? Do you back me up? Do you think I'm wrong? Like, tell me, dude, because I hate it.
I think, I don't probably hate it as much as you do. I mean, I do remember enjoying the Atari 2600 as a kid. Because, one of the only game consoles we had at the time before the NES.
Yeah.
And I still stand to this day, my favorite game on the Atari 2600 is Kaboom. And really fun game. But, I can see where you feel most of the games are shit. I mean, really they are. I mean, look at Donkey Kong or Pac-Man or, a lot of the arcade ports that went on the Atari 2600, they're terrible.
The worst ports that there are. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, they're bad, but it's a product of its time more than anything. And I think, I feel like maybe most of the people that have nostalgia for it, maybe they remember the arcade version of the games more than the actual 2600 version.
And they were probably stoked that they had a way to play them at home.
Yeah.
I get that. All right, so Matt, I'm looking at Kaboom. I'm watching gameplay of it.
Yeah.
And here's something that I've noted. Here's another observation from Atari that I've made. A lot of Atari 2600 games are like app games now. And I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but this is like, I feel like I've played this on my phone before, like some type of weird variant of it. So it's like,
oh yeah, but
there's a dude that apparently he's a robber.
Yeah, dropping bombs.
he's dropping bombs, and you have to move back and forth this bucket or whatever it is.
Bucket of water. You have 3 buckets of water
to catch the bombs in so they don't blow up. And it does look fun. Like, I could see playing this, but this is like this is an app game. Like a lot of
nowadays
like
it would be, but back then it was fun.
It looks cool. I mean, I'd play it. Honestly, that's the best looking person I've ever seen. The robber, that's the best looking person on Atari that I've seen. But the rest of it is very bland.
Yeah,
I don't know,
definitely
man.
is.
I mean, like, towards the end of the 2600, like, the Sega Master System was out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an Atari 2600 right now, and I have no desire to really get one.
True.
But, I mean, like I said, it's a product of its time, and I think a lot of people's memories are jaded or rose-colored glasses more than anything.
I agree.
And it's not as good as people remember.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you for backing me up on that. I appreciate that. I didn't know how you were going to feel about that one, truthfully, because we didn't talk about it before the show.
No, we haven't talked about any of these, so I don't even know how you're going to feel about some of my opinions on this.
Number 2 of yours is one I just want to hear your angle on. But go ahead, man. Go with your first one.
So, my first one, and it does feel a little hypocritical of me. It's actually very hypocritical of me, and I feel like esports is ruining gaming. I feel, and I don't have a problem with competitive gaming. It can be very fun to watch depending on what kind of genre of games that you're into. Like you and I have talked about, I was very deep into StarCraft competitive gaming for a long time. Oh, yeah. But I feel especially that esports, every year esports is getting more and more popular. I mean, you look at esports 5 years ago and it's nothing compared to what it is today. But I feel like when games are being specifically designed to be esports, you're just cutting out a whole entire player base, or a whole base of players.
You're saying you don't give a fuck about that player base, essentially.
Yeah. So, I mean, Overwatch is a really good example, right? Overwatch was made from the ground up to be an esport. I mean, even if Blizzard didn't come out outright and say that they wanted it to be an esport, knowing Blizzard, it was going to be an esport anyway. I mean, and I just feel like that kind of ruins the integrity of the game, because now when you try and play Overwatch casually, everybody's trying to be this competitive asshole when it's like, it's a casual fucking game. Yeah, if you want to be competitive in it, that's why there's the competitive ranking mode for that game. Not when you're playing the casual quick play of it, which is, and I've told you this before on the show, where I actually enjoy playing competitive compared to casual, because competitive, you're actually trying to focus on playing the game rather than just people being complete assholes when you're playing casual, which is a weird dichotomy right there.
You're making a lot of sense right now. Now, what about like the corporate aspect of esports, how corporatized it's coming and how commercial it's becoming? Is that ruining it too, or is that okay in its growth? Like, how does that play into it for you?
I feel fine with that part, because it's just a natural evolution of what's happening with it. I mean, especially with these games getting bigger and bigger. But like I said, I just have problems with games that designed from the ground up to be esports. And like I said, I'm not going to play every single multiplayer game and enjoy it. That's why I have a hard time playing games like League of Legends now, and any kind of MOBAs or even RTSs, because they're so esportsified, I guess I could say. And even games like Hearthstone, they're just not fun because it just focuses on one kind of format. And that's why, even though they're trying really hard to get into esports in terms of their new game, Magic Arena, that's why I love Magic as a whole as a card game, because there's so many different ways to play the game itself. I mean, you and I have played many different formats of it.
Well, even like the competitive scene, like where we went to Neverboard, like there's different days for different formats for that. They're not focusing on one. You know what I mean? But
even there's a lot of casual formats too that are never ever going to be competitive,
right?
And they're never going to be touched by that, the esports aspect of it.
What you're getting at is it's ruining it by way of stripping the fun out. And that's what
Yeah.
games are supposed to be for. I'm following you.
And, you know, that's fine for people that are into that. I mean, you know, our last episode about Neverboard, where we talked a lot about fighting games, and fighting games are the perfect kind of esports. And, you know, a lot of games now are made to be, especially fighting games, are more esports-esque, but they almost have to design them to be competitive in a way.
Just in sheer nature.
Yeah,
they have to be balanced and all that. They're kind of, if any game is going to be an esport, I think that they're the best suited, because from when we were talking to everybody about it, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of restrictions on what goes on in those games. Like they kind of rely on the manufacturer to the way it comes out, kind of is what I'm getting. Like I kept asking about like banned characters or anything, and like the only real rule that we heard was like you can't have macros on your controllers.
Yeah.
You know,
but no, that's just how I feel, that esports is ruining gaming, and I get that it's become probably I don't know if it's $1 billion industry, but definitely multi-million dollar.
I'm sure it's way over that. Yeah.
No, I just mean the esports industry. I don't know if it's $1 billion, but I know it's multi-million dollar industry for it, and it's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger, and we're getting old, man. We're getting left in the dust.
I think that esports is good for gaming in a way that it brings money and people into it that we wouldn't be getting, which funds things that we're into. But on the same aspect, it's taking a lot of the player base into that assholeness that you spoke of, and to the esports side.
Dude, so
and they fuel it, you know?
It really is the nature. So everybody likes to talk about how toxic gamers are, right? Especially male gamers are really toxic. I'm
toxic. Are you toxic?
Well, no. This is actually a really good thing to talk about, because it's a really hot topic now.
It is,
and it's been a hot topic. I mean, especially in Magic and gaming, that and they like to say male gamers are really toxic, and for the most part, that's true, because the majority of gamers are male. If you were to look at statistics as a whole, it's more male dominated than female dominated.
Absolutely, and this isn't Britney Spears toxic. Okay,
no. And you know what I think a lot of the reasoning for the toxicity is, and when I go back and think of when you and I were doing multiplayer gaming, you know what was absent from gaming back then?
What?
Random servers. So when you play games nowadays, like Overwatch is a really good example, or Fortnite, you jump into a game and it's a random server that you're on with random people. We no longer have communities anymore.
I see where you're going with this.
Because when Counter-Strike, when you and I play Counter-Strike or Team Fortress, you'd be able to go to the server browser, find a server, you like the people that you game with, you're going to keep going back to that server, have a really good time, you get to know the people, and it's a community that's being built. World of Warcraft, very community-oriented back in the day, and nowadays, now that gaming's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and a lot of games can't support that server infrastructure, you're now being teamed with random people. So who gives a fuck if I play Overwatch with a bunch of random people and I don't like my teammate? I call him, like, you know, some racial slur or some, you know, sexual slur or whatever, because fuck that, I'm never gonna see them again. Fuck you,
right?
You know,
right?
I won't. I'll never have to deal with those consequences anymore. And I feel like that is a major thing that's missing in gaming nowadays.
You just blew my mind with that example, dude. You're absolutely right. That you're making it more anonymous than it already was. To the point where,
And I'm not saying back when we were playing games as kids that there wasn't toxicity or harassment or any of that. Of course, there was plenty of that going around. There was plenty of people I'd be playing Unreal Tournament being called the N-word and all that shit.
Oh my God.
But you know what would happen? People would get banned from that server, and I'd never have to play with that person again. And
That's
people,
absolutely right.
And you would start to develop a reputation for, okay, you don't play with, you know, XX Ninja Boy 69XX anymore, you know? Or whatever the fuck their username was.
Or he would jump on and you would tell everybody in the game or the room or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
There's no communities like that anymore. Even in WoW. WoW used to be so community-oriented where back in the day that I used to know who the people were that would ninja your loot, basically being able to steal the gear that would drop in dungeons. They would get blacklisted. There'd be threads on forums where it'd be like, don't ever join a group with these people. But now that you can just join groups with random people, who cares if you're an asshole or steal shit? You know, you're never going to meet them again. So
do you know who was the biggest proponent and accelerant of the style of multiplayer, that like how you join games now? Do you know where that really took off? I don't know that they invented it. I don't think they did, but where it really took off?
Where?
Uncharted 2 online. They got rid of the traditional style in favor of just forcing you to join with a bunch of randoms and it doing it for you to fill the rooms, and it was fast. That was the thing, is everybody liked it because it was fast. You could get into a game real quick, you had a full game, and you were done, and you were on to the next one. And that's... And honestly,
well, I wouldn't even think that. I would think Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out before that.
No. So Call of Duty at the time didn't do it yet. And I remember
Modern
this because
Warfare
I played
1
them
did.
both. Okay, it had the option, but you could still do it the other way.
But not on PS3.
Was it a patch later on? Because I remember playing both the current Call of Duty and the Uncharted 2 at the same time. And Uncharted was definitely doing that, and that was something that Call of Duty lost a lot of players to until they did it as well. I remember that this was like a whole big thing, and ever since then, like it's like the standard for console gaming, for online console gaming. So as much as I really like Naughty Dog and Uncharted and all that, and I don't think they really saw what they were doing, they were just taking advantage of something that seemed to be quick. But that was kind of the era of when that all started. So we're talking 2007. So roughly 10 years ago now, something like that.
Yeah, because Uncharted 2 came out in 2009 and Modern Warfare was set 2007.
So I want to say maybe it was a patch or something, because I had both at the same time on the same console. And I know there was a time where when you were on Modern Warfare, you still had to like pick like your server room. And it did go away, and I don't remember when or how or why, but it was right around that era.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember that. Because I know they had that on the computer, but I don't remember that on the console at all.
I do. I had them both. If I'm misremembering, somebody correct me, but this was like a big thing. Like, it was revolutionary. It was like others were starting to do it, and in Uncharted, it was your only option. And it took off. Like, people liked it a lot, and that's why Uncharted's multiplayer became so popular for 2. It died out the following one, but yeah, man, you're right. Like, I remember on PS2 playing SOCOM, SOCOM 2, SOCOM 3, and it was, you had rooms for like your clan would have a room.
Yep.
Or, you know what I mean? And like your friend clans, like you guys would join each other's, servers or rooms or whatever you want to call them, and have it out. And you guys were all, you were all friends. Like, you didn't hate each other. Like, nobody, when you battled another clan, you didn't talk shit to them. You know what I mean? When you had an asshole in the room, everybody would.
Yeah.
But like, no, because you might have to come across them again, or you might want them to say, yeah, those dudes are really good, or or man, I had a great match with those guys. You know what I mean? You're right, man. You nailed it with that, though. Maybe we need more of the old style rooms back, or servers.
I mean, games like Team Fortress 2 and I can't remember if Counter-Strike Go still has servers that you can join, but I know Team Fortress 2, they're really trying to push away server communities, and they're really trying to push the random games, because Team Fortress 2 is, it's still a lot of fun, but there's still servers you can join, but it's all this random game bullshit where no wonder people experience harassment and toxicities, because there's no consequences to it anymore.
Nope.
It's back in the day. Yeah, there were consequences. You get blacklisted or kicked, or you can still get banned from games now and IP banned and all, but it's a lot harder. I mean, you'd have to really, really, really do something bad. But if you're just a general asshole, like if you and I are playing and you and I don't know each other, I'd be like, hey, fuck you, Butler. You're a piece of shit. And then I'm never going to see you again. And you're just going to be like, fuck that. And,
There's been a lot of like memes and videos and shit popping up about this topic as well. Like, there's the one where the guy's like yelling at the guy from an island, and he's telling him, fuck your mother. He's like, it's just funny because it's like, but yeah, anyways. Let us know what you guys think about that. I think you nailed it, Matt. I really do, on that. Let's see. I'll do this one real quick because there's not really much to say. Because I really want to hear your number 2 topic, Matt. I want to know where you're at with that because it's something that on looking how you typed it, I fucking hate.
I did that on purpose.
I know. So all right. So the one I'm gonna do is retro. Everybody, younger listeners, older listeners, retro is 5th gen consoles and older. Change my mind. Fight me.
Wait, what are 5th gen consoles again?
PS1, 64.
Let me look it up.
And I'll throw, even though technically the Dreamcast is considered 6th gen, it kind of came out in between. So it's like 5.5 gen. So I use that term. I'm going to say Dreamcast and older is retro.
So
PS2,
according to
original Xbox is not.
So according to Wikipedia, the Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Atari Jaguar, and 3DO Interactive Multiplayer are 5th gen.
Right. Yeah. Dreamcast is technically lumped in with 6th gen, but if you're talking retro, I'm going to throw it into 5th gen because it really is closer to a PS1 than it is a PS2. That's why it died. The PS2 fucking stomped it in capability. Like it was bad. So, and here's my argument to this. We didn't get dual analog sticks really until, at least they weren't utilized until PS2, Xbox, original OG Xbox, and 4 and GameCube, okay?
Yeah.
The PS1 on the DualShock had it, but they didn't know what to do with it yet.
Well, not at first. They didn't have them at first.
No, you're right. Towards the end, you got the DualShock, but really you would only use the left one. I'm sure there's games that use both, but I can't think of any. But games were very linear, so on and so forth. When you get to GameCube, PS2, and OG Xbox, those games, although primitive compared to today's games and graphically, they're not as nice. Like the textures aren't as detailed and stuff. That is where games that we still currently play, most of them were born, and the types of games were kind of defined. We really haven't had a lot of change since then, and that's my reasoning. People want to say sheer age and things like that, or what generation or how old you were and what your first console was. That does not determine what is retro. Retro is got to be like done in like chunks or groups of consoles. You know what I mean? Will PS2 and all that in OG Xbox become retro? Absolutely. Are they now? No. There are games on those consoles that are being ported to today's stuff, and they don't really change much. You know what I mean? Or like you had Call of Duty on there, you had Halo on there. You know what I mean? You had your 3D Grand Theft Autos. All that shit that we play now, that shit started in 6th gen. So if you guys disagree, please let me know. Matt, I think you are somewhat in agreement with me on this. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah. I mean, if I really, in my heart of hearts, I consider, I guess, 5th gen and up current, because it's such a, because going from 5th gen and up, it was such a radical change in gaming, because we finally went from 16-bit to especially 2D to 3D, and it was such a radical change. And I mean, I can see where you're coming from to where you consider 5th gen retro, but it's, I still remember as a kid, it just blew my mind seeing PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64. And
yeah, it did. It did.
Because especially with what we grew up in, it's,
that was totally a transitional period, though. That was like, they knew they wanted to do 3D, but they didn't know how or why. Yeah. You know what I mean? They just went with it.
So, I mean, I agree with you that, considering 6 and up is current and, 5th and down is retro, but just somewhere in between, it's sort of like, well, I still feel PlayStation 1 and 64 are current.
Is that you just not wanting to be old, though, too?
Yeah, that too. But yeah.
So this is like a big hot topic, like on all like the Facebook groups and all the forums and stuff. And generally the people that argue differently are just really young. And I'm not really against young gamers by any means. I'm glad that
get off my lawn.
but get the fuck off my lawn. Exactly. So, all right, Matt. All right. You're number 2. I need to know. Go.
Loot boxes are fine.
They're not fine.
I feel like the amount of hate and vitriol they get is misplaced. But it also depends on what the manufacturer, or not, yeah, I guess the manufacturer developer is doing with them. I mean, great example is Battlefront 2. I mean, they've since gone back and changed it all to where, you could unlock weapons and what did they call them? Star cards to be able to help your character out, but you could still get them by leveling up. To me, while it sucks, if that route is available for you, oh well, I don't like it personally, but it doesn't really personally affect me. I feel I do lean more towards the cosmetic loot boxes are better. Okay. But if loot boxes in general, and it's I guess we have to figure out what's going to define a loot box. Is it going to be just when you essentially roll the dice and open up something and sort of like slots pretty much?
Gambling.
Well, I mean, I guess that's is it really gambling in the sense of, because you're not going to get anything physical in return for it?
No, but when, I guess you're right.
And most of the time you can't sell the contents anyway.
Right. I guess you can gamble and get things that you can't sell too.
Well, because it's a fine line, because if by that logic you can consider opening up a pack of Magic cards gambling.
Right. Well, okay. Yeah, true. Well, sort of, because this is where I think you're right, where you need to define it. Because in a pack of Magic cards, X amount of what types of cards are going to be in there. You may not know which one you're going to get, but you're going to get a certain amount of rares.
And they all have a certain value attached to them.
In the secondhand market that they truthfully have no control over. So
but
that's a little different.
It's still a value. I can sell them.
This is why we need definitions, right? Like, because in an online loot box purchase, a lot of them, and this is why we need definitions, I'm getting to it, a lot of them, you could get something really freaking awesome, or you could get something that's totally common and shitty, and I think that you should be able to, okay, and a lot of companies do this, a lot of developers already do this, but some don't. Like, you need to pay, this amount of money, you're guaranteed something rare, and it's equal. You just don't know what. Okay, it's not really gambling anymore. You may not get the one that you wanted, but you're getting the same tier of something guaranteed. That's okay. The ones where it's like you're going to get a mix of 3 different things. You could get 3 common things. You could get 3 rare things. That's fucking gambling. I'm sorry, but it is.
But there's still no monetary value attached to it, though.
There is to the company that's buying it.
Yeah, but you yourself, you're not getting any monetary value out of it. So how is it gambling still?
Because
gambling, the definition basically defines that you may get something out of it in terms of monetary value. I mean, at least that's how the government looks at it.
Sort of, and that's probably the gray area that they live in. I personally am what you said, where I think that loot boxes are, as long as they're cosmetic, I really don't give a shit. If somebody has a lot of money and they want to dress their character up, like, fine. That's okay. I don't have a problem with it. The pay to win shit, especially for online games, is where I personally have a problem with it. And I think that you need to, if you're going to do that, you need to have a way, like how EA was forced to do with Battlefront. You're using your example, Matt. I feel like you need to have a way to earn that shit still. If you're going to do pay to win, that shit still needs to be able to be earned then. And I'm better about it then, I guess. I just think it's shit. You pay all this money for a game and you still have to pay money. That's fucked.
Well, but you don't have to, though. That's the thing with loot boxes. You don't have to pay anything.
Okay, but you do, though. Because...
No. What do you do, though? What do you have to?
Okay, so I guess you don't. As long as you don't have to, I guess it's fine. As long as you don't have to. Well, no, you do. Because even take like Fortnite, okay? I know Fortnite's free, but it's a beta still. but everything you buy with real money is cosmetic.
But you don't have to buy any of it, though.
You don't have to, but what if they come out of beta on that? And I'm just using it as a hypothetical. It may always be free. I don't know. But maybe they start charging $60 for Fortnite, right?
Okay.
But then you get the game as it is if you downloaded it for free, but you still have to buy all your cosmetic shit separate. You paid full price for a game and you don't get all of the game content. Like, I have a problem there. I think that's shit.
But
if
it's
you
optional.
need more money, charge more for the game. Games were $60 back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A good example is Elder Scrolls 4 did exactly what you mentioned, to where you paid full price for the game, and then you could pay $2 to $3 for some cosmetic shit that you could get for your character. What's wrong with that? I mean, why not? That's time and money that the developers are spending to create those cosmetic items. So it's completely justified for them to charge money for it. And same for Fortnite as well. They charge money for it, and that's time and money that company spent.
What about this then? Okay, here's going on that. So what if they made all that stuff during main game development and it was ready to go, which this happens, and it was ready to go at launch, but they held it off because they want to sell it as they want to sell it as extra stuff for extra money. They didn't already have that money for that development. They already used their development money to design all that. Now, if it's later on, they're like, hey, we made new maps, or hey, we did this since the game came out. Okay, well, you need to recoup your money for that. I'm okay with it there.
Okay.
But that's kind of a fine line. I mean, I know I'm dicing it up, but
it's still the same thing.
It's kind of dick. It's like, we're using all of our development money to make all this shit, but we're going to dish some of it out slower for extra cost. What?
But that's still the same thing, though. The company can easily make that choice. I mean, that's not your money that they're spending,
They want my money.
Yeah, they want your money. It's as long as it's not, so cosmetic stuff is mostly not necessary at all for you to enjoy the game at all.
No, cosmetic, you're right. Absolutely.
And then
not.
for stuff going back to Battlefront 2, to where they were going to have stuff that would help you in the game, but you could still unlock it. Yes, albeit it's going to take longer for you to unlock it compared to if you just bought it. But it's still there. What I have a problem with is if there's stuff that's necessary for you to be able to play the game and it's put behind a paywall to where it shouldn't be. And I'm not counting expansions or DLC or anything like that. Right. We have to really face the facts that games now cost way more to develop and make compared to what they were 20 years ago when we were kids.
Astronomically more.
And it takes a lot longer, and a lot of people like to make that meme of, what is it, like the hamburger, where like, hey, back in the 90s, when you bought a game, it was like getting a hamburger with everything on it. In the 2000s, it was getting the bun and the meat, but you had to pay extra for the condiments. And now it's you only get the buns and you got to pay extra for the meat and condiments now. What they like to do today, but people forget that development teams for games in the 80s and 90s, there were like no bigger than 10 people sometimes, maybe even less.
Sometimes, which would be considered indie now.
Yeah.
But I guess I come from the camp, Matt. I would pay more up front. It just feels more, I guess it feels more honest to pay more up front. I don't know that it really is. I guess from the argument that you're making is kind of made me see it from a different way. I guess I was just coming at it from, I would just rather that inflation and cost and all that would have just factored in and we pay $100 a game. I mean, I don't want to pay $100 a game.
Well, no, neither do I. But
you know what I mean. You see what I'm saying?
I guess I just take it more from I take it more from a capitalistic point of view, where the companies, as long as they're not gimping their players completely, and you still have the chance of playing and chance of doing well. Like Call of Duty World War II is a good example. There's a shit ton of loot boxes, but I still wreck face. And I've never bought a single loot box. I've gotten plenty of loot boxes, but they don't really help me, though. I mean, they can help you, but...
So I guess as long as you don't do it how they were initially going to do it on Battlefront 2, it's okay. Then I guess is where we're going to settle. Because they were going to make it where it was straight up pay to win. Like, Yeah, you could have still earned it, but it would like somebody did the math and it was like
Yeah,
an
it would take a
insane
long
amount of time.
Yeah.
Like nobody was going to do it. So that might as well not have been available. Like it was a loophole is what they were hiding behind. So I guess that's where did you have a problem with that at first?
Yes and no. I had a problem with the amount of money you would have had to spend to unlock everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then again,
it was a lot, right? It's like hundreds of dollars.
No, it was like, what did they calculate? Like over $7,000 or some shit.
Oh my God. To get everything?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But then again, I really have to get out of the mindset nowadays that I actually am going to unlock everything. I don't have time to do that shit in games anymore, man. So for me, I've been really trying to face the facts that I can't play every single game now. I can't go and beat in 100% games now because I just don't have the time. So, that's why to me loot boxes are fine, where it's like most of the time it's not going to affect me one bit. And it's hard to get out of that mindset because I still have that mindset of, I can play, all these games and beat them 100% where it's hard.
I gotta say, man, like this is good that we did this topic. This is a good idea because you did kind of change my thinking a bit on this. Seriously, because I was like super against it unless it was cosmetic only. I mean, I still don't like it.
Oh, I mean, I personally don't like them, but to me, it's fine.
Ethically wrong and as illegal as I was thinking it was in my head. You know what I mean?
No,
so
because I mean, cool. Like I said, if loot boxes are gambling, then Magic the Gathering is gambling straight up. It's the same concept. A pack of Magic cards or Pokemon cards, whatever cards, that's essentially a loot box.
Yeah, I mean that's something too where you're getting that's probably even with how we've defined it now is probably worse and closer to gambling because you are getting something of monetary value. You can resell it. You could spend $7 and I mean, lose money, or you could spend $7 and you could make hundreds of dollars.
Well, the box opening video you saw yesterday, the perfect example.
Yep. True.
We opened up the one card, the most expensive card in there, Scalding Tarn, worth $100 right there.
That's crazy.
And that pack of Magic cards would normally have gone for $4, and I opened up a $100 card. There have been times where I've opened up a pack of Magic cards, paid $5 for it, and pulled a $300 card before. So
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I would sell that shit immediately.
Oh well, that's how that helped me pay the down payment of this house. So
no shit. Oh that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. So there you go.
All right, let's get into your next one here because we can make a whole podcast about that.
I know. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna do this one here. Frame rates, as long as they're over 30 frames per second, they don't matter.
I have a problem with that.
Okay.
PC Master Race has a problem with that.
Okay. Well, let me explain myself slightly, and then I want to hear. Maybe I'll change. Maybe you'll agree with me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like higher frame rates. It's fucking awesome. I built a gaming PC basically to do that, okay? It's cool. It's nice when something's 60 FPS and buttery smooth and all that. That's cool. That's great. However, this is kind of geared toward the Switch, Matt. A lot of people, especially in the PC Master Race community, put their nose in the air at the Switch at being 30 frames per second.
Well, even like the PS4
or the PS4
and Xbox 360 or the Xbox One.
One.
Not counting the Pro versions of those consoles, by the way.
I gotta say, most of the shit you watch that your eyes are exposed to is 30 FPS. Most of it. I mean, unless all you do is watch fucking, 60 frame 4K only freaking YouTube content. And, most of the stuff that's put in front of your eyes is 30 FPS. And it has been for a long time. Now, I'm not saying that if you play a version on a PC at 120 frames per second and then you play that same version on something else at 30 frames per second that you're not going to notice. Come on. You are. It's not as smooth. It'll look choppy. However.
Yeah.
If a console only offers something at 30 frames per second and you play it, it does not look shitty. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like a fucking flip book going by. It's fine. Like the Nintendo Switch, I've never once played a game on that, Matt, and thought, man, this frame rate sucks ass and it ruined it for me. It hasn't happened. Now, dropped frames and shit like that, that's another problem. That's a hardware issue, and that I do have a problem with. I don't like seeing shit skip around and be shitty. I don't want it to go lower than 30 frames per second, but if it's 30 frames per second and like, it's not the end of the fucking world. Like, people bitch, oh, I got an Xbox One X and it can do 60 frames 4K of all these games, but the second I log into Call of Duty, it drops me to 30, which actually I think Call of Duty is 60 even online, even on the shittier consoles. But
no, I think it goes down to 30 for the less lag.
Okay, well, either way, right? Like, it's not the end of the world. It's making it a fair playing field for everyone. Wouldn't you rather have more people to play against than a smaller amount that only bought an Xbox One X? Like, it's not that terrible. It's not, if you're a competitive gamer, it does kind of matter. If you're that good on reaction times, there are instances where that matters. But guess what? They don't play that shit over the internet. They don't play that shit single player stuff. You know what I mean? When they're playing those, they have high-end monitors. They have shit that's for it. You're practicing that. I'm sure you have that, and that's fine. But everybody getting down on consoles for only being 30 frames per second, or the Switch or whatever, like, they just need to stop. Like, it's not that bad. Like, you can do it. It's okay. It's not the worst thing ever. Like, let's focus more on this. If you're going to be negative on the Switch, like, why didn't it have a beefier processor? Why didn't it have a co-processor and the expensive ass base to help it do more things or less dropped frames or full 1080 all the time? Like, I don't know. That's kind of my rant on that. I just hear it all the time, and it's kind of like, I have all the different things, Matt, and I don't have a problem when something runs in 30 frames per second. I don't. Is that just me? I don't know.
I mean, I've been, I've had a PC for a while, and I've had multiple gaming PCs, so I'm used to definitely playing games 60 FPS and up.
Right.
I love it when they hit, 120 FPS because they look so smooth. But when I play something like the Switch, I definitely have the mindset of, I know it's never going to be as good as, say, some of the computer games. And I don't play the Switch for graphics to begin with. I play the Switch for gameplay more than anything. Yep. But it's, I still think frame rates do matter in terms of, I mean, I guess the way I look at it is, when I recently played through Assassin's Creed on PS3 and I was getting frame rates of like 10 to 15 frames per second, oh God, it mattered.
That's bad.
It was bad.
I would venture to say, I don't even like 24 frames per second, which is like the artsy thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like 30, I think, is a good threshold. It's just smooth enough for most shit, especially single player shit, and especially on like things like the Switch. But no, Matt, I agree with you. Like, it's nice to have those higher frame rates, and shit, if we can hit them, let's do it. But like, Matt, we played games for so long at 30 frames, and when you just know that that's what it's going to be, or that's what you're used to, you focus more on the game and the gameplay, and what's going on, how well is the game designed.
Yeah,
I mean, you're nitpicking at technical shit.
I felt like you came across it in a different way than I thought you were. It's because there's too many graphic whores out there.
So many.
And don't get me wrong, I love games with really good graphics, but but good graphics don't make a good game, though. That's the thing.
They really don't. They're two totally different things. Now,
and
both would be the holy grail, right?
Yeah.
But if I have to choose between good graphics and good gameplay, I'm going to take gameplay every day of the week.
Oh yeah. And that's the kind of environments that you and I grew up in, where we couldn't go by the graphics of the game, if because they were all terrible back then.
Yep.
But we had to go by gameplay, and so, and that's why for something like the Switch, I don't care, it'll never go over 30 frames. I set myself with those expectations that it never will. Now, will I ever play games on the Switch like Skyrim or Doom? Hell no. Because I'll be honest, games like Skyrim and Doom should not even be meant to be played on the consoles to begin with. They are shit games on the console. I have seen them even played on PS4, PS4 Pro, and then when I play Doom and Skyrim on my PC and I have just a slight little bit of lag, I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. I can't imagine going to play them on, the console. Like, I remember seeing Skyrim on PS3 and just seeing the load times. They were way too much for me to bear.
All the load times are bad. The texture maps are like drastically reduced. Like, I agree. Okay, but there's games that shouldn't be ported to console. Then, in all fairness, there is that's a money grab.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand why they're ported to console, because they're probably going to make more money on the console than they would on the PC, because there's a larger console market. Like Wolfenstein's a good example. I got those on the console only because they were so cheap, when I should have really got them on the PC, because they were definitely meant to be more PC games. And dude, Wolfenstein 2, dude, that was taxing my PS4 Pro like hardcore. Like,
which is crazy, because my mediocre gaming PC played it literally without breaking a sweat.
Did you get Wolfenstein 2?
I don't have the newest one. I have the one before it.
Oh, Wolfenstein 1 didn't really tax my PS4 Pro, but the newest one did.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, because that's built on like the Doom, like they use Doom and they use it the same. Yeah, which is amazing graphics. But yeah, I mean, let's do this where maybe we need to respect the limits of certain systems when considering what's going to go on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because
for sure.
I'm not saying that certain shit doesn't, should be ported or shouldn't be ported. I'm not saying that certain games 30 FPS probably isn't acceptable. I'm just saying if it's something that was intended for it, okay, like, who cares? Like, shut the fuck up. Matt, do your eyes ever fucking hurt, or you can see the choppiness when you pick up your Nintendo Switch?
No.
Yeah, no. All right. Anyways, that's kind of where I was going with that. It's more like, dude, there's so much hate for the Nintendo Switch from the PC community, by the way. They hate it. Hate it. They talk shit about it. It's like, I bet you never played it. I bet you never had the joy of playing a full-ass game portable or sitting on your couch. Like, I bet you haven't. You sit on your fucking computer desk and play there, which is fine. I do it too. But you just haven't experienced that and you're hating it. And I think, it's unnecessary. All right. Matt, your last one, you're gonna piss some people off.
Oh, I don't care. Fuck it. And it's funny because last summer I enjoyed the shit out of this genre, and I feel like I should say I enjoyed the shit out of the game. It's not that I completely hate the genre, because the only time I can enjoy it is when I play with you or anyone else. I can't do it solo at all.
Right.
And that's battle royale games. I'm getting kind of sick of them.
They're everywhere.
And while I understand PUBG and Fortnite are the most popular too,
yes, there's a lot.
And there's just, I feel like with the hype on those, it's now everybody's making battle royale games because they're so freaking easy to make. It's essentially you make an area, scatter weapons around, and boom, there you go.
It's Hunger Games, like, that, like, that's what it is. Like, I played Hunger Game mods in Minecraft like fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah. And the reason why I don't even like PUBG anymore is because it's so rampant with hackers now. I mean, what was it you telling me that? Oh, no. I think I saw an article somewhere that Dell in China is advertising that you can their Dell laptops can put so many more PUBG hacks on.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't hear about this.
I gotta find that article. Yeah, it was. I read it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Whoa.
And just the mismanagement of PUBG, I can't play that game anymore. And plus, it was a fun game at first, but I feel like they've already kind of outlived themselves. And Fortnite, while it is fun because it's quicker and the games don't last as long, it's also, I mean, it just, I don't know, it just feels like I guess the best way to describe it was the genre of game was like a really hot burning flame, which quickly got extinguished for me.
So as somebody who plays a lot of Fortnite, and I do enjoy it, I will say this. I have this feeling that its days are numbered. Fortnite. Maybe not the whole genre is ready to fizzle out yet. I do think that'll happen. But I feel like Fortnite is like literally its days are numbered. And a lot of people argue with that, but they would have said the opposite. They would have said the same shit back about PUBG. You know what I mean? And look, it's fizzling out. Like, I mean, there's still a lot of players, but
Yeah,
not like it was.
no, I see what you mean, and I mean, when I really think about the genre, let's look at Fortnite, for instance. They came out with that new item that can build an instant fort, right?
Yep.
What, like, what else are they going to be able to do to innovate that genre besides new maps?
Do you want to? Okay, true.
I mean,
True.
it's essentially going to be the same game. When you look at a free game like League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm, which I know completely different genres, they can at least keep making it more exciting by adding new characters to play. Essentially, in PUBG, you're always going to play the same character.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And I mean, I know games like Call of Duty, yeah, they're the same game every year, but they slightly innovate them here and there. You know, like we were talking about with that prop mode where you can, oh, hey, I'm a pair of shoes and you got to hide with other shoes and see if they can find you or not, which is funny.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
And then there's other game modes too that you can play in Call of Duty that, you know, keep it interesting. With Fortnite, it's just one game mode.
It's Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Battle Royale is a one game mode, if we're honest. You know what I mean? Like it could be capture the flag and Battle Royale.
You know, like, how I mean, capture the flag, that's been one of the most popular shooting game modes for a long time. You know, I mean, and
you're right.
So I mean, that's why I say I'm sick of it, because it just feels like it's a flash in the pan. I don't see the longevity of it.
I'm in agreement. I still do. I'm not sick of Fortnite yet. I do like it still. I do play it. I do intend on playing it, but I completely agree with you, and I see it. Like I don't have blinders on. You know what I mean? When it comes to that, like I'm gonna ride this shit until I'm done with it or until it fizzles out. Like I don't really give a shit either.
Because what's sad is, you know, it's such a flash in the pan that there's some magic content creators that I see out there, you know, they're all distressed about, oh, you know, I'm not getting these views and subscribers on YouTube and all that. And they see how popular Fortnite is and they're like, oh, I should just go to Fortnite. I'm just like, no, don't do it, man. You're just catering to the masses. Then what? Yeah. The next thing that comes out, you know, My Little Pony fucking dildo forehead, like that's gonna be your next thing. You know, like exactly. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, be you. Absolutely. You know, we'll see where it goes. I think too, the fact that Fortnite is free is really doing it a lot of favors. Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I think it's a number one right now compared to PUBG, which is still $30.
Right. Well, it's also on consoles. It's on all the consoles and mobile. Whereas PUBG fucked up, and you spoke a minute ago to the mismanagement of PUBG. PUBG fucked up by doing that Xbox exclusive shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The majority of the majority of players right now, in general, across all of them, are on PlayStation. Like, you're going to come into the console realm and you're not going to go to your largest one. Of course you're going to get crushed by fucking Fortnite. You know? Like,
oh, I know.
Come on. You know? And I fucking called that shit when they said it was going to Xbox. You know? Like, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
Yeah.
Like, and it did. So.
Yep. Because Microsoft.
Yeah. Well. All right, Matt. I think that is a show. For sure.
Yeah, man, we had a good show. I liked it.
It was a kick-ass show, man. I enjoyed it as well. You changed my mind on some things. Billy Mitchell can officially fuck off. It's been a good show. Yeah. Been a really good show.
I like when Billy Mitchell can fuck off.
Me too. I hope more bad shit happens so we can continue to just piss on him. I love it. All right. Yeah. Matt, where can our lovely listeners find you?
They can find me on the tweeters, on @Zubatron, Zubatron. I've also, if you also enjoy Magic the Gathering, I've got a Magic the Gathering podcast, at Magic with Zuby, and it's all on the iTunes and all that other good stuff.
Anywhere you want a podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. What about you, man? Where can they find you?
I'm on the Bluebird at Killabeez2T, KILLABEEZZ, the number 2, the letter T. You can find me on the VCR Gaming Podcast. So you can find our show, vcrgamingpodcast.com, and you can have access to all of our good shit from there. You can tweet the show at VCR Gaming. You can email us, vcrgamingpodcast@gmail.com. facebook.com/VCR Gaming. And of course, check out our Instagram. We do post shit there somewhat frequently.
Try to.
Yeah, at VCR Gaming. I try to take quote unquote artistic pictures of things. Take that as you will. And I think that's about it. Matt, did I miss anything?
The only thing you missed is we need to really figure out our schedule for the conventions that we have coming up, so we can let people know where they can find us, and maybe say, hey, what's up? Who are you guys? What are you doing here? Why are you sneaking into this place?
Yeah, that's going to be more like the real story. Let's tease it a little bit, because we are kind of reaching out to some of these organizations that are having a lot of these cons in the Central Florida area. Maybe we can have a little better info on that next week. We can kind of give some actual solid dates. But yeah, just know, guys, we are making our rounds to all these conventions and stuff. We'll make sure to let you guys know before we go to any. Come out, see us, hang out. We'll talk to you. Maybe we'll put you on the show.
Maybe.
We'd love to talk to you. No, you probably will get put on the show, truthfully.
Yeah, definitely. I talk shit, so.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really don't want to, and that's fine too. We'd love to just talk games with you, anyways. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. We'll keep you guys posted. But we're going out into the world, Matt. We're going IRL with the podcast.
We're trying.
Just like last week, of course. Another shout out and thanks to at Neverboard Gaming. I think it's actually at Board Never, but Neverboard Gaming in Spring Hill for having us. That was really fun. We got to learn a bunch of stuff. We got to talk to a bunch of people. We got to get out there, of course. We're gonna keep doing that kind of stuff. So just keep it locked, and we'll let you know where and when.
All right. Well, I think that about does it.
Pretty sure that does it. Stay tuned. We'll let y'all know too as well when we do another Matt versus Matt.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got to figure out what game. Maybe it'll be Blaster Master after we get our legit copies.
Hell yeah, I'm so stoked about that, man.
I know.
Oh man, good times. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Hope you guys have a great day, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're listening to us.
All right. Peace out.